Hey guys, Adam aka askcsradical here, and thank you for checking out this episode of the VCR Podcast. For more content, you can visit our Instagram at vcr.podcast. If you are looking for a video version of this podcast, you can visit my YouTube channel at csradical. And if you are coming from the YouTube channel looking for an audio version of the podcast, you can check us out at anchor.fm/VCR Podcast for all available platforms. Thanks for checking us out, guys, and let's get on with the show.
You have entered the realm of the VCR Podcast with your host, Fish,
They're just bastardizing our childhood and the classics.
Chris,
Nintendogs drove me. It's what makes me want to hurt people.
Radical.
People in general still bitch about everything. It still doesn't change.
Let the podcast begin.
Hey guys, welcome to the VCR Podcast, the only podcast that predates itself the moment the title is spoken. Adam aka askcsradical here with you guys. Chris is on this side. He's not going to know what the hell I'm pointing at this point. And then Vish is down here. And cameras seem to be working functionally this time, so let's hope it stays that way. Otherwise, on audio, it doesn't seem like it'll be much different. So, internet, hold up. Like, you got an hour and change.
Please.
Hold up.
Yeah, it looks really clear this week compared to last week.
Yeah, I don't know.
So far.
I don't know what's
me,
different.
I know what might be different. I did connect from the regular internet to the 5G, so that possibly could have improved.
Why would you do that? That means your internet has coronavirus.
Oh no.
Okay, this is my last episode of the VCR Podcast. Good night, everyone.
Dude, you got to throw out everything in your house.
All
Throw
right.
it out. Don't even watch it. Just throw it out.
It's just the CR Podcast now.
Kerr.
Grr.
Welcome to the Kerr Podcast.
That Kerr Podcast.
Oh god, that's such a horrible name.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of the Kerr Podcast. It's
What
not
about
good
the
for
RC
us.
Podcast? Oh wait, that's probably taken by so many toy enthusiasts.
That is it. Yeah, that is a get by toy. We're gonna have to start talking about toys.
Oh god,
Wait,
Oh,
what kind of
that'd be a
toys?
that would be a funny podcast. This remote control vehicle.
Yeah, the
goes
remote
really
cars.
fast.
No.
This shit goes
I,
to vroom vroom.
We'd have to be, modern yet different. So like remote control tiny Teslas. You know what I mean? Something
So-
different.
And we have
But
to do
also-
it, and we both of it have to do it in those Origin fucking Tesla PC rigs that we were looking at the other day.
This
oh
is a
my God,
perfect
that looks
excuse
so
for us to buy
fucking
them.
amazing.
Yeah, a perfect excuse for me to have $13,000+ that I don't have.
Was it a full size car?
I think it was more like a kid, like one of those kid sitting cars.
It's got to be, because if it's
Here's,
only that amount of money, because even just like the normal Tesla car is way
Here's
more
the
than
thing,
that. So
there's plenty of shady dealerships and mortgage brokers and lenders that will lend you the money to buy that car.
Yes,
You may lose
and
an
all
arm
of
or
them are
leg
bad
in the end.
ideas, so I'm not
Yes,
going to do that.
You may lose an arm or leg or a limb
I
or
may
your
lose my
life,
life,
but you could still
more
have a
like-
gaming car.
Not if
gaming
I'm
PC?
dead.
Yeah,
Well,
what
if
do you have to
lose a
drive it
limb-
into the room every time you play? Like, what is that? What if your kid gets in it and drives off on it because it's like a Power Wheels or things are called these days?
Well, then watch your fucking kid, you stupid parent.
That's true. Blame the parents on that one.
Well, blaming the parents, that's a very gaming thing to do. So let's move back into
Hide your
gaming here.
kids, hide your wife.
Hey, at least games aren't being blamed for once.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know, man. Like
well,
Resident
give-
Evil,
give it
you
a little
don't think
bit
it's
of
to
time.
blame for the coronavirus,
I think the coronavirus is to blame for Resident Evil.
which is eventually going to happen in this world.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, I'm down for it. I'm waiting.
It's like I said last week, like all the shit that was happening pre-apocalypse in Resident Evil that they were documenting is literally happening right now.
True. Yeah, I hope something like that happens, because right now it's
I don't.
the pandemic is sitting around in my underwear playing video games, which is great, but not exciting like Resident Evil.
Whoa, Mr. Fancy Pants, you're putting on underwear for video games?
Yeah, well, no one's looking at me going
wait,
like, you almost
wait,
turned into a
wait.
Chris sandwich.
Is your underwear also made of denim? Do you have jean underwear?
Fine, I'm not wearing underwear, just jeans.
He's going
You're a
Levi's
fucking
commando.
monster.
Yeah, leave Mendo.
Yes.
Levi's
Sure.
Jenkins?
Oh.
Levi Jenkins.
Jenkins.
I'm
All
on
right.
board for this.
Anyways,
Best intro ever, by the way.
strongly disagree, but normally I don't start us off because I go longer, but normally this isn't going to happen because I don't really have as much to talk about, so I'm going to start us off.
Whoa! All right.
I finished Yakuza 6, and like I said last week, this game got a lot better towards the end, and now to the point that it's over, I actually would put it in my top 3.
Of the Yakuza, or
yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Okay, I was gonna say games of all time. I was like,
I would probably put it 3rd. 5 is really good. Actually, sorry, no, it's 2 that I would put above that. So yeah, 6 is probably at 3, 2 is at number 2, and then 0 is still the best one without question.
Oh.
That's crazy, because you started off this game with it when you were discussing it last week. It sounded like it was your least favorite almost.
It was really dull to start, and then once things kicked in, it got so much better.
That
Wow.
actually that
Crazy.
kind of reminds me of Heavy Rain, because the beginning of Heavy Rain starts off really slow and boring. It's important, but
It's funny that you say that, because it's exactly what you said the last time we talked about it.
Also, the fact you find the beginning of Heavy Rain boring, like I get the cutting of vegetables or whatever the hell was going on in the kitchen, but then all of a sudden 4 minutes in, it's like, oh, also my kid is missing in the mall and dead.
Look,
no, but I mean,
it's
like,
a really
once-
boring 4
once
minutes.
That part
Yeah,
happens,
like
it's
that's
like your jaw drops. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
But yeah,
So,
no,
like,
as soon as the story kind of really started to chug along, especially in the really what I would consider to be the 3rd act, it just got super good. And it's considering that the newest Yakuza game that's currently I don't know if it's out in Japan, but it's supposed to be due at the end of this year for us here in the West. It's a completely new character now. It's Kiryu is his chapter is seemingly over. So for them to end it off the way that, and again, I'm not spoiling shit, but the way that they ended this one, it's very satisfying. I really, really like the way that it went, and it actually closes off like almost everybody in a kind of a nice way, although they leave the door open that they can always come back to it if they really want to. So it definitely leaves it's a satisfying conclusion to what ended up being, I don't know, did 6 come before 0? I can't remember, but either way, 7 games of this story for this one guy and his group of merry men that he's had with him over the course of 7 games. And now we get to move on to something different, and it's almost looking more like a active JRPG that this new game is, and I'm super down to see how they mess with that.
I'm getting very excited for the news I'm reading about this one, because the fact that it's adding more RPG elements that just always has made me excited. Just that concept.
And I mean, again, it's as much as I love Kiryu, just after 7 games, I'm more than okay with having like a solid new. It's why I liked Judgment, the police spin-off game that they did. That one was fucking really good. Like, I would actually put Judgment, if I'd add Judgment into all these Yakuza games, Judgment's number 2. Judgment's really good.
Oh, wow.
And it's a great side one, so you don't have to care about Yakuza. It's more of a detective game than anything else, and it's still got the same charm. So,
does your progress from any of the games carry forward into the next one?
No. It's just the story.
The reason that saddens me is the chicken manager that you had in one of the games. I was really hoping that would be a character.
Nugget was a 0 thing, so I don't even know if you could add him into lore that was already like several games old.
I kind of hope he shows up in 7. I don't know how, but I hope that not only does he show up, but he's canon and it's the same Nugget.
We'll just say that, anytime we see a chicken, we'll just name it Nugget from now on, and that's just Nugget the 4th.
Nugget the 4th, I like it.
But yeah, no, like as soon as things got better. Oh, sorry, you gonna ask me something, Vish?
No, just Nugget the 4th with prosper.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, like once things got to it, I didn't do a lot of the side stuff.
For the record, why would I raise my hand?
That's true.
You're asking
I don't know. I don't know why I asked that.
Oh yeah, like he would never just like politely be like, "Oh, I have."
No, he's completely right. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Yeah.
Dude, you're having too much tang tonight.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Cameron didn't like that.
Cameron's
thinking I'm drinking too much tang. Is this like Cameron trying to tell, you know what, Cameron, screw you, I want to do what I want. And nope, seems to be okay this time.
No, that one was okay.
People that are listening to the audio version of this are wondering what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, audio only is like, what tang?
So every time I'm taking a drink, my camera's like fading, like I guess like blurring and kind of refocusing, and I'm like, dude, my camera's more drunk than I am right now. But once I got towards the second act and things started opening up, I told you guys about like the baseball stuff and other things.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
There's a cool little thing too where there's a bar that you can go into and you become like a regular. So basically it's like us at the bar that we frequent. So you can make friends with obviously the one bartender there, because in Japan there's a lot of these really tiny bars that it's like one person runs it. It's almost like looks like it's in a house, and you might see
So it's a pub.
Not even.
Oh, it's smaller than a pub.
There's less than like 10 people that you can put in that building.
I would love that. Oh my god!
So the whole thing is you come in, you got to make friends with everybody. Now, it took me a lot less time, because by the time I started doing it, because the way the Yakuza works, they always have a bunch of different ways you can level up your character. They're straight up just upgrade the stats. Then there's giving them cool new moves or combos or guards or all these things. And then there's the special moves, and some of them are really wacky. Some of them are just like brutal as shit. And then there's a whole side stuff, which is things for helping like your experience gains go higher. So you can make, whenever you eat food, you gain XP, so you can make that go higher. You can make your digestion faster, so you can eat more, so you can get more XP quicker. But one of them is for all these mini games, and one of them is for the bar game, so it just means make friends faster. So I did it way faster than I think I would have, because I already maxed it out before I even started this mini game. So it ended up being really quick. I think it would have taken a lot longer if I started from scratch. So it's basically you just talking to people. Sometimes they need to be unlocked with certain things, like for example, one of them you don't actually start making friends with until you sing karaoke for the first time. And if you do a really good song, they're like, oh shit, you're really good. And then they start opening up to you. Another guy opens up with darts. So
is it pre like established songs, or is it like songs made for the game
they
itself?
just make it up, I would imagine. I mean, there's only like 4 or 5. It's not that crazy. But it's the thing that karaoke and Yakuza always carries is less him actually singing. Although this badass Yakuza guy singing a ballad is really funny in itself. But when eventually the camera goes away from him and it turns it into almost like an MTV music video, it gets so stupid and silly. It's fucking hilarious. So there's one song, and this was in Yakuza 5, I believe. Yeah, because I was streaming it. And it's one of these really sappy ballads. And usually it's him at a bar drinking, singing, and it's usually a picture on the table that he's staring at. And usually it's like his best friend or like a character from another game. In this one, it's a fucking dog. So it just zooms in on this picture of a Shiba Inu dog. And he's just singing this sappy ballad like he's crying that he lost the dog. And you just see the dog, and it's just in the picture, the dog's like... It's so
I
stupid.
can only imagine how many people actually cried.
I pissed like it's the one stream I did on Twitch, so the clip is there, and it's just me just dying because it's just so random, and I love that shit.
God, I love those dogs. Oh, I love them.
Reminds me of that part in Sausage Party where Meatloaf comes on. It's like,
it's kind of that level of wackiness.
Yeah,
because it's so unexpected.
Man, the more you talk about Yakuza, the more I gotta install it and play.
Absolute. 0 is a must. Like
and
I own 0. I have that one.
Yeah.
What's the average game time in it?
It depends on how fast you go. If you don't really want to bother with the mini games, you can finish that in 20 hours. But I mean, a lot of these
Each
times,
of them, or
I would go into the mini
20
games.
20 to 30 for each, probably on average. And then if you really want to go deep, you can make it 50, 60, some even longer than that, depending on how much completing you want to do. Because, I mean, in 0 specifically is where I sunk so much time into. There's a mini game where you run a hostess club, and it's almost like, you remember those old, like, Diner Dash, like Facebook browser game kind of deals?
Oh, yeah.
It's like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I spent way too much time, like, finishing the entirety of it. So much time was spent in that alone. So you mix that in with all the story and all the little side quests. And the side quests aren't, like... Some of them can be, like, perceived as fetch quests, but they're so silly and wacky in some of them that you just can't help it. And 0's that great launching point, because that's when they really take the absurdity. Like, there's one mini game in 0 where it's almost like I guess you could say it's like a sex phone line back in the 80s. So it's one of those things where it's like you're trying to hook up with girls on a phone. But the best part is every time the phone rings, it's you again. This is this badass Yakuza guy. And the second that the phone rings, he grabs it, goes slow-mo as he pulls it, and the cord's flying in the air, and just finally goes, moshi mosh. And just everything's absurd. And that's obviously where the whole nugget thing comes in. And yeah, no, if there's ever a starting point for people that don't know much about Yakuza, start with 0, because you'll know right away if 0 is for you. If you can handle the silliness of 0, you're good. Like, you can handle the rest of the series.
Oh, I know I can handle it. I've watched a bit of it on Twitch and stuff, so I know what to expect,
Yakuza,
and I'm excited.
So Yakuza is kind of like Like, what's the ratings on the games? Are they teens or M?
They are definitely M's.
Okay,
It's violent and definitely sexual in nature because it's a seedy like red light district of like Japan. So
Ah.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna say it's
it gets
It's
wacky
like-
as shit and almost childish at times, but it's still guys under like a lot of murder and yakuza like seedy underworld shit.
Yakuza. Okay.
I'm definitely gonna play Zero soon.
I mean,
It's one of my
you got quite the
top-
backlog going, so it'll be
Yeah,
on your
it's
list
in
after
the-
like the
it's in
10
the
other
backlog,
things
so
we're making
Chris,
you do.
You can play Zero when you finish Spider-Man and Metal Gear Phantom Pain.
Yeah, he's
And
got some
Last
work
of
to
Us.
do. Yeah, he's got some work.
Yeah.
I paid for the month of PlayStation Now. I figure, well, I'll get there.
Yeah. Otherwise, I've been trying to find something to do, so I finally booted up Soul Calibur 6, even though I was waiting for some of the DLC to go on sale because I'm a big Tira fan. I was really mad when they locked her. But I haven't done too much of it. I played both the create a character story mode and just the regular ones. I haven't gone deep in it yet just because I haven't really... I've been in this weird place. Now that Yakuza is done, like all my main have-to-plays are done, so now I'm just trying to grasp at stuff. I found way more interest, though, in the character creator of Soul Calibur 6 than anything else. I'm having a blast either making just anime characters into this game or making wacky original characters, or my personal favorite, giving every character in this game a swimsuit variant, even though they really shouldn't have one.
Yeah.
So, like, every character, including these undead pirate guys and shit, they all have Speedos. Like, the undead pirate has a Speedo with a pattern of skulls, so it just looks like pirate skulls.
So, what's the game again? The cop version of Grand Theft Auto, but it became something completely ridiculous by the end.
What?
The cop version of Grand Theft Auto is like it started off as Grand Theft Auto on the cop side, but it became something completely ridiculous. You really like this game series?
You mean Saints Row?
Yes, it's like go Saints Row on it. No idea is a bad idea.
Were they cops in Saints Row? I haven't played
No,
Saints Row.
there was always a gang thing. And where did this
No,
come
but,
from? I was just talking about Soul Calibur. I'm confused now.
Yeah, but you're like saying like I'm going really ridiculous on the costumes. I say I didn't know the game, so I was gonna say go Saints Row. No idea is a bad idea.
Dude,
Okay.
you don't have to tell me. I'm an anime guy. That's my thing.
That's
Fair
true.
enough.
But yeah, no, I haven't done too much in that. And then otherwise, I just briefly started playing a little bit of Ni no Kuni 2, which has been a little bit better. The original game I didn't like because it's. I mean, I should have liked it because it was Studio Ghibli in a JRPG. It should have been great, like Spirited Away JRPG. Should have been down. But the problem with the first Ni no Kuni is I was way too Pokemon-y, and I really wasn't in the mood for that.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
I've
get
heard it
into
is very Pokemon-y.
Ni no Kuni 2, on the other hand, is more of a hack and slash, so I can definitely handle that a lot better.
Is it so as you're playing the game, enemies will just come up, or do you go into a battle?
Both.
Okay.
Sometimes, like, you can see the enemies on the map, but for the most part, it's just you walk and you know what you're fighting. It's not random battles.
So, but would you actually go into like a battle animation kind of thing, like when you run into them, or is it a hack and slash in the sense of like an action
Zelda?
RPG where
Well,
they're
the
just there?
the battles
Zelda.
are very much, I guess you could say, almost like Tales in a way. It's definitely got
okay.
like a third-person Tales.
Yeah, so it's like an actual JRPG, but more action.
It was
JRPG.
more just slash the shit out of stuff and maybe use a special move once in a while kind of thing.
I do love the Tales series, so yeah, Ni no Kuni has been on my my list of things to eventually buy since my PS3 days. So definitely.
The first one's a weird one just because, again, the Pokemon stuff didn't jive with me, but this one's definitely a little bit better. Although I do have to remind myself that because it's a Ghibli game, it's a lot more childish and a lot more like cliched. So like right away, and you saw that post that I did about it where I said, why do so many fucking stories have to have the person losing a big person in their life in the first hour of a game? I don't know who this person is. I don't know how much it means to this person. Why are you making me supposed to feel things when I can't?
Is it a toon shader game?
Oh, Studio G, like we're talking like anime, like Spirited Away,
Yeah.
Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke.
Okay, so it's definitely toon shader.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the style for the game, yeah. I mean, it looks like a real life. Well, I mean, a live.
It
anime.
looks like a movie.
Yeah.
It looks like
Yeah,
an
it
anime
looks like
feature
a movie.
film in a video game. So
Yeah.
So I've only put like a couple hours into it, so it's not too big, but I'm okay with it. It seems like a game that I can just kind of come back to a little bit, but I don't know if I'm going to like be in love with that. But that's pretty much it for me, other than just...
It's not like Trails of Cold Steel.
No, it is not going to hit that. I've been told that I should get Persona 5 Royal when that goes down in price, because apparently it's like a flawless game. From what
And
I'm
like a
being
brand
told.
new game, basically, compared to Persona 5, right?
Yeah, people are telling me that anything that was wrong with Persona 5 has been corrected. So, like, the game is basically nothing wrong with it. I'm like, well, okay, I guess I know what I'm doing at some point. Although I keep waiting for Phantasy Star Online 2 to finally get its PC dates, because that's what I'm planning on really sinking my time into. But
yes. Is that a game where you buy the game and then you will have to also pay monthly subscription?
I know it's definitely not monthly subscription. I can't remember if it's free. I think it is free. So it's probably going to be...
If you go into that, you may have a friend who will go in there with you.
I may have several. I have already people that have been waiting just as long as I've been for this fucking thing.
What the fuck? I try and be your friend, Adam, and place me before I've even got started.
You're just not important enough, man. But speaking of importance, we'll save you for last because you're not that important, Chris. Fish, what have you been doing lately?
Fuck!
Why are you giving me the finger? I gave you the floor. Don't give me the finger.
You're saying me, not you.
Adam, if I didn't give you the finger, you should be more insulted.
Actually, no, I shouldn't. Anyways, get on with it.
If I don't give you the finger?
Get on with it.
So this week I really haven't been doing a lot.
Why are you on the show then?
Because I'm still doing something.
Oh.
So I've had a new opportunity come up in my life, and I've been focusing on that. So I haven't been able to really game a lot. I've been doing this thing with Mortal Kombat 11, the Ultimate Edition, where I'm finishing the arcade mode, one character per day. So the most recent one I did last night was Cetrion, who's one of the new characters in this game. So far, she's the worst character I've played in this game. She was very just not fluid. You couldn't do combos.
She looks
with her
like one of those
easily.
intentionally complex characters for more expert players.
Yeah, actually, and her moves were just not... It's not like you can go like punch, 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 and then put in a move and to fluidly make a combo. It was just like... It just was not... She just wasn't a fun character.
Yeah, one of my favorite characters in Guilty Gear is like that. Like, I love this character's design, but she is so hard to control because there's two weapons that she has, and they're both like controlled differently. It's not just one button controls both, so it's just really complicated. I can't imagine how amazing it would be to know what the fuck you're doing with that character. So I imagine Cetrion's probably similar to that. And just so like, if you could figure out how to control her, she's probably really good.
Well, I've been like as I mentioned, I got the arcade stick, so I've been using that for Mortal Kombat. It's still... I'm getting better with it and getting more used to it. With her, she's like Gaia, the spirit of the earth. So she's very elemental with the earth element on it. So that's really what a lot of her moves are based on. She has one of the coolest fatalities, though. I'll give her that in the new game.
What's the fatality?
So she controls these boulders. It crushes the person. Then the boulders move away. She grows a little, stomps on the person. And they're like, of course, in Mortal Kombat, they're not dead yet. Then she grows to like Galactus size and fires this solar beam at this person. Then they're dead.
What the... Wow.
It's really cool.
So
it's
speaking
really
of
cool.
It's very cool.
So speaking of Mortal Kombat, then you must have seen the new Aftermath trailer. So what did you think of that?
I didn't get a chance to see the trailer yet.
What?
Believe it or not, yeah. Since I got the gold edition, I'm hoping that this add-on is included with it.
I guarantee you it won't be. This is going to probably be like a whole like side thing. So this is probably be like a $20-$30 like extra like whole story.
Yeah, I know, and I'm actually not happy about that. This is why I don't
how can
play
you not be
fighting
happy
games
about
for free.
RoboCop?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, RoboCop, because isn't Terminator in this one too?
Yep.
Yeah, yes. I haven't played it. I'm going by characters who I think would be the least interesting to the most interesting. Unfortunately, the first person I did was Sub-Zero because I love Sub-Zero.
So you broke your own rule right away.
Yeah, you broke your own rule right away.
But I also did something stupid. So there's several towers you can go through. I chose the easiest, quickest tower for Sub-Zero. So it was 5 fights and it was done.
Yeah, that was a
I'm like,
mistake.
That's small, yeah.
So I'm like, What? And Sub-Zero had an awesome ending too. It wasn't like it was a really like awesome ending because this the main boss Kronika, who's arguably the greatest like main villain in Mortal Kombat history, has the ability to control time. Hence Kronos Kronika. And that's where like she gets her power from. So essentially that's really been my main game lately and just playing it for fun. I'm looking at there was one game I'm looking at starting. I forget. Oh yeah, on PC Devil May Cry. Me and Chris was kind enough to get it for me, and I have to pay him back with getting him something definitely soon.
Oh, you
I
don't
just
have to
don't
give me
know.
anything. I also got it from. This is the beauty of buying games on my
I
Steam
love it.
account.
It's like, I didn't just
It's
get
an
it for
excuse to
you.
buy a game where it's like, well, I can't buy anything from my, my backlog, but I can
Oh.
buy something for Vishal to play.
That I can
That
just
doesn't
also
count.
happen to play at some
But I can
point.
also just happen in my Steam account. Yeah, yeah.
So with this series, number one is amazing. Number two was one of the worst gaming sequels I've ever played in my life. And number three, I never got a chance to play, but number four was fun. So this one I hear is pretty awesome. Like it's like
Yeah, they definitely had a better return to form with this one.
yeah. So I played a little bit of it, like very little, like maybe like 15 minutes, because I had to adjust some PC settings, and it feels like legit Devil May Cry like formula. So it was like, hey, this is fun again. And but again, the last game that came out was in 2008 or 9, so it's been well over 10 years since the last one came out.
Since the fourth one?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
there was
I thought
DLC, but people try
there
not
was
to
that-
talk
yeah,
about that
that-
one.
Yeah, is that one bad? Because that's the only other one besides
it's
Five
kinda-
I own.
I've been
I
told
got-
I've been told by people that it's not bad, but it's not really Dante either.
Oh, so if you know
So-
the lore and stuff, it's not great story-wise.
It honestly, it's not it. Think of it as Arkham Origins.
Which
Well,
I
they-
also haven't played yet. It's the
turned-
only
they
Arkham I
turned
haven't
Dante
played.
almost into like an MTV version of himself.
Yeah,
I mean, he looked good on the cover. That guy's walking around with just a jacket and no, which might be what I should start doing. By the way, going topless or jacket and topless. Like those are the
to
two.
be tur-
You know what I mean?
trust me, that's the dream for all of us, dude.
I mean,
So
it doesn't have to be a dream. You own a jacket.
I
Just
I
don't wear
actually
shirts.
have it on my PS3. It was a free digital download on the PlayStation Plus for that month. So I have it. I can play it anytime I want. I just haven't because
This is the remake one, the DMC.
DMC.
Yeah.
I've been considering
So-
going back too. Now that my backlog's been a little bit weird to even just go back and play like some old games again. Just boot up my PS2 and go to town on stuff again.
Yeah.
I didn't like
PS2. Oh, so many good JRPGs.
And so like I don't know how familiar you guys are known about the DC animated movies at all.
Not to that much extent anymore.
Only from things you've told me.
Yeah,
I've-
you
I
basically
don't
are
know if I've
our
watched
insight
any.
into that these days.
Okay. The DC animated movies are fucking awesome.
Well,
They're
something's
what
got to be
the-
good there.
I've heard they're
the-
very good. Well, actually, that just might be from you though.
They're what the DC EU should be. They're very ballsy. They are quite adult. They're not for kids. They expand on other characters. They have good character development. They actually put balls in it and to take risks and actually connect the stories properly.
They put balls in it. There's a lot of close-up shots of Superman's crotch. All right, I'm in.
And Batman and Green
Who
Lantern.
cares about Batman?
It's just crotch shots for 2 straight
Yeah.
hours.
Yes. So
I'm in.
this so what happened is with this movie I just watched yesterday, it was Justice League Dark Apocalypse Wars. There was significant Infinity Wars and Endgame influences on there. So opposed to like the bad guy won, the world is at an end, and they're trying to fix what they did. And so with this one, they actually it was awesome because Darkseid full out won and destroyed Earth. And they had to like find a way to fix this. And this didn't just happen throughout the movie. This happened in the first 5 minutes. Like they go to Apocalypse to stop Darkseid. And then 5 minutes later, you see Earth is like brown instead of the green that they show with the vegetation. Earth is brown from like desert, like looks like fucking hell. And he said 2 years later. I was like, well, what the fuck just happened?
So what you're saying is the entire movie is them finding the Dragon Balls so they can wish the planet back.
Krillin is dead, and they have to bring Krillin back. That is the theme.
Okay, I literally know nothing about Dragon Ball, so I'll just say
I knew that was
"Hail
gonna-
Goku."
Everybody
no,
give Vishal your energy.
I know this to Tri-Beam, I believe.
Solar flare.
What's it cool?
Oh.
Oh, solar flare.
But honestly, it's like it. But this was
no, that's
apparently.
true. Yeah.
So the way Endgame ended this like phase of the MCU with the Infinity Saga, this movie ended this version of the DCEU. So I don't know why they didn't hire these guys to make the real movies to actually do.
Because Zack Snyder is God.
I like Zack Snyder. It's just like I don't like the studio interference that they fucked around with.
Oh, Snyder, yeah. Release the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
Oh, I
like,
forgot to say hashtag. Sorry.
I don't even know if that'll like they just the only thing is it just sucks because I think Henry Cavill's Superman is really good and it never got the fair chance it deserved.
I never had a problem with Henry Cavill's Superman. I've always just had a problem with the way the movies were written.
Yeah, it seems like the characters, well, besides maybe Ben Affleck.
I
But,
still
like,
didn't mind Ben
I think-
Affleck as Batman. It's just, again, the movie was such garbage.
Yeah. It's definitely the writing that's been
I
in it.
think I just don't like Ben Affleck. I watched just for fun. I put on Chasing Amy. Have you guys heard of that movie?
Yes.
Of course.
Okay, so I watched that, and I don't know if it's just dated or if I just don't like Ben Affleck, but I'm just like, this isn't as great as people make it out to be.
It's a Kevin Smith film, I believe, right? So it's just
I
a
love
style of.
I love Zack and Miri Make a Porno. I thought that movie was fucking
That
hilarious.
sounds like a movie you would
and
like.
well done. Pardon?
I said that sounds like a movie you would like, so I'm not surprised.
It was funny though.
That movie
Oh,
is very
it is a
funny.
good movie.
I actually really like that. It's fucking hilarious.
But I just don't like Ben Affleck. I don't know what it is about him.
Well, with the
And-
movie Chasing Amy, I'll just tell you straight up, like, Kevin Smith has this weird penchant of, like, you either are way into what he does or you have the odd movie that you like of his, and then the rest of them you're like, what the fuck is he trying to do here?
Yeah, true.
Well, I'm gonna watch Mallrats.
Did you ever see the
in a
original
week.
Clerks?
No, but I heard it's like it's good, and for how he did it and what he did it with, it was an amazing job.
Oh yeah, that
I
was.
mean, the whole movie's in black and white, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I found out why. There's a reason it's in black and white. Because
Oh.
it was such a shoestring budget for that movie. When you film a movie in black and white, you don't have to do any light editing. You don't have to do any like visual editing because black and white is essentially like as is. So
Oh.
that's why he did in black and white because it was such a low budget.
Also,
on that
weirdly
movie.
enough, I think it wouldn't have been nearly as interesting if it was in full color because it just really added to
Yeah.
that like effect to it.
Yeah, true. I love Clerks 2. Clerks 2 is such a good movie.
Both of them are pretty.
Well,
good.
I heard Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is hilarious.
Yeah, anything that he's done recently though has been just kind of meh. But then again, it's like, who cares at this point, right? You already got your memorable stuff from him. I rather just enjoy
Yeah.
listening to him talk.
I love
Well, I
love
hear he's a
listening.
great
to talk.
speaker.
Oh, I remember
Oh,
way
yeah,
back
it's
when I
fantastic.
used to have Netflix, he had a stand-up special on there, and it was so fucking funny. Like he's a great storyteller, like legit.
Yeah, that's what it's. Yeah. He's really good at telling stories.
Like that's a guy like I would listen to his podcast more, but his podcasts tend to be like more comic based, so I don't really know half of what they're talking about. But if it was literally just him telling stories about people that he meets through his like his career, I'm in for that. Like that stuff's cool.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, I heard like him and Bruce Willis were like bitter enemies during Cop Out. Like, I read
I
about
gotta
it.
go
and
back
I'm
and,
just like,
watch that special because he talks about Bruce a lot during that special.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
I gotta
he-
watch this special.
oh, it was bad. Like, it was bad.
I still my
like
favorite
Bruce
like
Willis.
just
Bruce Willis has some valid points about it, but apparently, like, he was just like brutal.
like just as
Sorry,
a
go
quick
ahead.
aside before we move because Chris needs to get his shit in before we finally get into all the stories we got. There's my one favorite line from this special is then when this really young girl, I think she's like barely teens, and she's asking him questions about mall rats, and he goes, "Wait, how old are you?" And she says how old she is, and she's like, "Wait, you were cum when we made this movie."
What the hell? That's amazing. Well, that is literally what I'm doing tomorrow. Holy shit.
I can't think of what the name of the special is, but I'll have to look it up afterwards and rewatch it because it's such a
I will
fun,
find
it's such
it,
a fun
no
stand-up
matter what.
special. But anyways, do you have anything else, Fish, before we move to Chris?
No, that's really it on my week. It just hasn't been that interesting. So, Chris, off to you.
So before I continue with what I've been playing, you know how we were just talking about Mortal Kombat and RoboCop is being added?
Yes.
Yep.
Do you guys remember in the very early 90s the game, I know it was on Sega Genesis, assume for Nintendo, RoboCop versus Terminator,
Yes.
or Terminator versus
I
RoboCop?
never played that game.
I remember it,
really
but yeah,
wanted
never
to for
played it.
obvious reasons. But
It was a rated M game on Genesis
what?
at the time. It was extremely graphic, but like pixelated gore. And you played RoboCop where you started like today, but then the whole Terminator shit happens and he goes back to try and kill the Terminators before they actually end up destroying the world kind of thing. So it's, RoboCop Peter Weller, I think is his name, versus Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's awesome. The game is phenomenal. I had it as a kid, which I should not have had it as a kid.
There's
I
a
feel
lot of
very
things
bad
as a
not
kid
knowing.
we should not
Totally
have had.
phenomenal.
I read an article today that said that this is the new, like the fact that RoboCop's coming to Mortal Kombat 11 is the first time that Terminator and RoboCop are in the same game again since that game from like 92.
That's
So-
going to be awesome.
Fun.
That's pretty fucking cool because it's like a cyborg versus a fucking robot, right?
So, fun fact about Mortal Kombat, what an impact it's had on the industry. Mortal Kombat is the reason the ESRB exists.
Yeah.
Bingo card.
But go on.
So what have I been playing? All right, so as normal, I've been playing Animal Crossing every day. No difference there. Not really anything to say except that I'm still just renovating and owing a raccoon money. Those who play understand. And I've been
Rocket.
playing Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm still addicted to Metal Gear Solid 5. Mostly doing the side ops though. Like I feel like I'm not progressing in the story because every time I do one story mission, they add 5 or 6 side ops. I do those and then they add more.
So you're playing the game right.
Yeah, I'm doing it probably the way they intended, but holy fuck, it's going to take forever. I'm like 31 hours in and I'm still on mission 14 out of 50.
To be entirely honest, it's better to get the side missions out of the way so you can level up enough to progress within the game itself and to create a facility of minions to help you develop new weapons and facilities.
That is true. That is true. Actually, Vishal, when you played this, did you used to do like airstrikes and call people in a lot?
Sometimes, not that often, because it would negate the stealth aspect of the game itself.
Yeah, that's what I found too. I only had one mission.
But sometimes it's like, yeah, I gotta call in for help.
Yeah,
but
there was one mission I had so far that was like that. A side op.
Are you able to use Quiet yet?
Not yet. I haven't unlocked her. Whatever mission that she gets unlocked. Like I have her and she's at my base in like a prison cell, but I haven't unlocked her as a buddy yet. But I am already at 100% bond with the dog. And I've only just unlocked him like one story mission ago.
Well,
but there's been so many side ops that I take him for every single one because he's fantastic.
I know. I told you it's really cool with him because he can locate people.
That's the main reason I bring him. He detects enemies before even like within 100 getting to them, or 100 meters.
Yeah. And it's like good dog, good dog, good dog.
Yeah, I pet him like 3 or 4 times per mission, which is not necessary, but
dude, what do you mean it's not necessary?
I mean, like game wise, it doesn't have anything to do with
that. I know what I said. What do you mean not?
I know what I said. That's true. But I mean, I've been like addicted to it. I'm just constantly, wanting to boot it up, and not even because I want to know more about the story yet. I am interested because I just did the oil rig level, and there's all of a sudden like kind of weird shit going on there, but it's more like you don't know what's going on with it. I did that.
Trust me, you're gonna see one
Yeah.
level, and like there's two I could think of that actually like fucked me up. That I'm just like, what the hell just happened?
Oh wow. Yeah, but I've been doing that, and then what I'm gonna do is so what I'm doing is I'm focusing on the side ops. I'm getting through all of those, and I plan on trying to get through as many as I can, um, because that's just how I play games. I'm too much of like a completionist when it comes to this shit. But after, besides that, I finally, basically because of you guys and mostly, well, Vishal, you talking up Spider-Man, and then Adam, you talking it up and sending me links to PlayStation Now. I have actually signed up for a month of PlayStation Now on PC. I bought myself a PS4 controller. I got that working finally, and I've been playing Spider-Man. I am finally playing
Yay!
Spider-Man.
Well, trust
And
me. Sorry, go ahead.
oh no, you go ahead. You
I
got
was gonna
something to say.
say this is the best incarnation I've ever seen of Spider-Man from movies, comics, shows, everything.
I genuinely agree with you. Like, even just the music that plays from when I was like, shit, they've got like a Spider-Man theme. Like,
Yeah.
you could hear it in the intro of the game just loading up. It was insane. But not just playing this game, even just the PlayStation Now experience on PC, at least, because I'm assuming it's similar on PS4, but on PC, I can't believe how good it is. Like, with the controller, it's a bit annoying. PlayStation or Windows, Windows is made by Xbox, so obviously they're not going to make it super easy for each other. The PS4 controller, I didn't buy the official dongle. I just tried normal Bluetooth, and it has been a pain in the butt trying to get it to work. Plugging the controller directly in through USB worked amazing right out the gates. Like Adam, you said, Steam already has all these drivers built in for it and everything like that. You can choose what color appears when you log in on the controller and everything
Useless
like
shit,
this.
but
Super
hey,
cool
it's
stuff.
it's nice to know
It's
that they
useless,
care.
but I spent like 15 to 20 minutes going back and forth between colors, looking down, going like, that's a little too pink, and then going to something else.
So right
I
now,
like that blue, but it's not Spider-Man enough blue, and then going to something else. It was like 20 minutes
do
of my life.
you have it connected via Bluetooth or do you have it connected on um
Both.
with a dongle?
I've got, so not the dongle, I haven't bought it. I've got it through Bluetooth and wired. Bluetooth, though, I think it's just because the Bluetooth is the one that's built into my motherboard. And I've got like 4 different dongles for different controllers and stuff plugged into my PC. The connection is weak. When I sit down on the couch, which is like, I don't know, 10 feet away from the TV, I lose connection. But if I stand up, which is giving it like a little bit better of a distance of the computer, automatically it connects again. So I have been doing it wired right now, just connection wise. I did get Bluetooth working, but I'm gonna probably go on Amazon and pick up the actual official dongle that they came out with, just to make it a better, easier connection
I
between
think
the two.
the one Adam has on his PS1 Mini would probably be perfect
Well,
for you.
it's specifically designed for that one, so 8-bit Do might have
Oh,
something
okay.
that works for you, but it'd be better just to get the official one from
Yeah,
Sony
I'd
anyway.
probably just go with the official one, because also like PS Now, I found out when you install it, it installs certain drivers to your computer that is for the DualShock specifically. So I launched the PS Now through Steam, like I added it there so I could just launch it with the controller. And Citex the controller and has its own drivers, but when you launch PS Now, it doesn't even detect the controller because Steam is kind of taking control of it and has their own like PC version of the drivers, which is different from the PS Now. You actually have to turn off PS controller support in Steam before you launch PS Now, so that PS Now can use their drivers when you launch it. So there's a bunch of like wonky little things. But I mean, you're running Windows, which is made by Xbox, launching Steam, which was made by Valve, and then launching PS Now, which is Sony.
Which is
so
crazy.
which is everybody's fighting for their own. Like, no, you want to use our controller and our drivers because we make this system.
Can you not use the Xbox controller for Spider-Man?
You can, but it
the
doesn't have the trackpad. So that's how I started. I used the Xbox 100% perfect going off the like right out the gates until I needed that trackpad for the skill tree in the menu. And I was stuck. There was nothing I could do. You can't remap the controls. And it gives you a warning. PS Now. It's like, hey, you're not using a PS4 controller. Just so you know, you may hit a point in this game where you can't continue. Like they're good that way. Because if you play a PS3 or older, it doesn't matter. The Xbox controller, there was nothing on those controllers that was slightly different, right? So
Like I said, once you like the game gets really like the story is amazing and all the characters and everything, and the J. Jonah Jameson podcast is hilarious.
That's the best
I love
part.
that
Is
it's
just
a
swinging
podcast.
around, and it's like J. Jonah Jameson, Alex Jones podcast. It's so much fun to listen
Yeah.
to.
I love that they actually did a podcast for J. Jonah because that is just a modern J. Jonah. He would right now have a fucking podcast
Oh, absolutely.
about the criminal Spider-Man. Like that's exactly how it would go. Vishal,
Would
you
it
asked
be
me
called
before.
Chasing Spider-Man?
Yes, yes, it would.
Yes, it-
100%.
No, it would be
Um,
Chasing Menace.
I like. I mean, new podcast idea. Oh. So, Vishal, you asked me before my completion, like how far I am in the game.
Yeah.
Mission wise, I just did the like art gallery mission where you meet MJ for the first time and stuff like that.
Oh, she's awesome in this game.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
I
I do
still don't
agree.
like her
She's-
design, but as a character, she's a lot better than she would have been.
yeah,
like,
her
what we
design.
remember.
Yeah, they
So-
made her like less like
Damsel.
unrealistically hot. If it makes
It's not
sense.
even that.
Like,
I miss the long,
think
like
so.
the long flowing hair. Like the fact that it's all tied up now.
her
like,
hair
eh.
is definitely shorter. Yeah.
Like I really like this incarnation. Like they made her like
Realistic?
more realistic.
She's
I-
normal.
They made her like she's not just like Peter Parker's girlfriend or like
Oh yeah, as a character, she's a
someone
lot
Spider-Man
better.
did.
Yeah, she's a lot better. And I don't know if in the game they change it because like in the a model and all this other stuff, like of course the
Well, this
nerdy
is-
teenager
this is
becomes
a,
Spider-Man and gets the model girlfriend.
This is an older Spider-Man, so this is like he's done high school. I think it seems like he's done college as well. He's actually
Yeah.
like legit working and everything.
But is MJ a model or an ex model or anything in this one? Does it mention
I-
anything like
they
that?
As
did-
far as I know, I think she's just a journalist for this.
I think that they made her slightly more realistic and less like overly like hot, I guess, like the damsel that's just hot in a model.
Well, I think
No modeling career, and she actually goes off and becomes
no,
a
she
bit
may,
order.
she may have had it, but it was never acknowledged.
It's just not important, especially when being the
yeah,
journalist is the
exactly.
key for why she is so involved in this one now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. You're gonna see other characters that in the Spider-Man lore that you wouldn't expect to see, and like I said, the story just gets so awesome, and you really start to see. You know what? I don't want to say it.
Yeah, don't say,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
say
no,
it.
yeah,
He'll get to it pretty quick.
Yeah, I'll get to it. Yeah, very quick because I've only played, I want to say 3 or 4 hours total. Last night I played till 2 a.m. I got the controller going.
So there's gonna be one character that's gonna come, and it's a significant, like, very significant character in the Spider-Man lore that you're gonna be surprised, but not surprised about being there.
Okay,
And
makes sense.
his impact or her impact on the game is it's gonna be insane.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to that.
Well, other than those two, anything else?
No, nothing else. I'm 14% into the Spider-Man game according to the completionist or like the percentage it gives you on your save file, which is interesting. I'm getting a lot of the backpacks and doing the side stuff whenever I run into. I think it's
I
pretty
would say-
funny that I'm 14% in on this game in like 4 hours, and I'm only 20% into MGS 5.
Okay,
And I'm 31 hours in. Like there's
Metal
so much-
Gear,
Oh,
honestly,
God.
it's apparently I think I finished it maybe 30%, but
You
it's
finished
like,
at 30%. Oh shit, I'm at 20. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you're also not like the big completionist compared to the two of us. So
I like
Yeah,
to
true.
finish within about 80%, but it's like I think Metal Gear will also look at like upgrading weapons and upgrading
Yeah.
like people
Yeah, and the blueprints and all that.
facilities. So it's not necessarily that the fact of like you didn't really complete the game enough. It's like you didn't.
There's just so much to do.
There's just yeah.
Ridiculous, yeah. The only last thing I'll say about the Spider-Man stuff is one, I think PlayStation now, because I'm on PC, but I can get all these games that I never ended up playing, and now I'll actually be able to play. Not only that, it's actually I'm signed in as my PlayStation account. It's unlocking trophies and stuff. I'm sure the two of you saw that I added you as friends on
Yeah.
PlayStation.
I thought I already
And
had.
So I had it on PS3, but I guess it didn't carry over to PS4 or something like that because it showed like your account's been active since 2007. And that is the account that made me create Chris Meister, by the way, like spelt in that shitty way back in the day. Because normal Chris Meister, I would have spelled it as gone. I decided on Chris Meister, but the way I wanted to spell it was not the way that I could spell it in the PSN for PS3 back in the day, which
I
was
remember your
why I
voice
got the.
back in the day before you officially became an adult was Chris Meister. You know what to do.
Yeah, yes, exactly. But yeah, so it's really cool, and I've like downloaded the PlayStation app, like activity, because that's one thing I love about gaming, where you can look at like a friend's feed where it's like somebody played this game for the first time, unlocked these trophies, they've been playing this game. I just like love that social aspect of it. It's like our podcast, but in my phone.
Does it not show
Um,
on Steam if someone's playing something or?
Well, it shows what they're playing, but it won't give them like extra stats and stuff.
yeah, no, it's just showing like Vishal. It shows me basically daily Combat 11 trophy, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm loving that aspect, and it's funny because I downloaded the Xbox app because Xbox Game Pass has like the same kind of stuff. Only the Xbox Game Pass is interesting because it's on Windows, which is where Steam is. It's showing all my recent activity in Steam. So apparently, if you have an Xbox and you play PC, like it's kind of combining your play activity, was pretty nice. But I am definitely loving the fact that I can play some games that I normally wouldn't be able to, such as The Last of Us, which I'll start after the Spider-Man game.
You're gonna finish that in the weekend.
Yeah, and I will. That's going to be right after, just so I get my month worth I spent. But the other thing I want to say about Spider-Man, and this is my favorite thing about this whole game so far, is after the auction part, and you both have played this, right?
Yep.
Yeah. After the art gallery, you go to Mick's restaurant with MJ, and you guys have a talk. Way out, Stan Lee cameo in the
Yep.
fucking game, just like the MCU, and that shit made me so excited. It just like I got fucking an erection. I don't even know how to explain all of the things that happened to my body all at once, but I cannot believe that they actually did.
You just had to tell us you got an erection.
Okay, fine, yeah. But like I can't believe it. They had a Stanley cameo. Like Stanley's been in all Lego games there, but it was like a cameo as like they do in the movies where it's actually just they used his likeness and his voice and he was just in that universe. And I thought that was when I saw that, I realized that the people who made that game, like they love not just Spider-Man, but like the MCU. Like they love
this was a game made for fans.
Yeah, like it's people like us that made that game. That's when I realized like nobody made that game except for people like us. Like I cannot believe how amazing that is. And I look forward to playing way more of it because I've only played.
It's like what they did for Wreck-It Ralph. It was a game made for gamers by gamers.
Yeah.
So it was like
Absolutely.
you had the right people making it. Yeah. It's not like the DC movies who are made by fucking dumbass studio heads.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, but that's all I've been playing. It's mostly been Spider-Man and MGS5.
Okay, so we're going to move on then to a couple of stories. At this point, we are going to take what we call a small commercial break because we're having a few technical difficulties here, so we're going to try to boot that up. So I'm going to quickly edit this like nothing ever happened. Welcome back to the VCR Podcast, although if you're listening to this on audio or video, I guess it probably doesn't matter because it just happened like that. So who gives a shit? Moving on to the big stories, though, of the day. So we talked about The Last of Us 2 leaks last week. We got a little bit more information, specifically being that it was not actually a disgruntled employee, or at least we're now led to believe it was not a disgruntled employee. It could have just been a hacker. Both Sony and Naughty Dog have come up and said that it was not anybody within their companies. Some people are taking it as, oh, they're just covering it up. I stand on the field as like, there's no reason for them to lie. Like, there's no point in that.
So as we mentioned after the show, we discussed about it. And this wasn't a slap in the face. This wasn't a punch in the face. This is full out stomping on testicles with high heels.
No,
it was that fucking bad of a leak and that bad of a story that they're planning to do, and I don't want to mention it, but that's basically it.
Well, oddly enough, they put out a story trailer today, and comments were disabled for it, and I didn't see any numbers for the likes and dislikes, so that's a good sign that they know what's going on. And the story trailer says nothing about the particular character that I was telling you guys about that is a prevalent part of that new story. She does not appear anywhere in this thing.
Or he.
Well, you know. It's pretty broad. It's not going to mean much at this point. But yeah, that character does not appear anywhere in this trailer, which is quite suspicious if you ask me. But I mean,
yeah, true.
It doesn't change much of the conversation specifically. Like, it still goes back to what we said last week. Whoever did it, regardless of any affiliation, is still a prick.
Oh, they're asshole, 100%. Especially if they're a hacker, because it's not even at least the disgruntled employee. There's small amounts of reason behind their actions.
There's still no reason because you just sue the company, but...
True. But at least there's a reason they're angry. And they may have done something in a moment that now they might regret. But back then, in the moment, they were like, I'm angry and I need to get back.
To be entirely honest, I'm kind of grateful for this person for leaking this, because I myself was probably going to buy this game opening day because I absolutely loved the last game and thought it was the best game on the PS3 until like when we discussed about what's going to happen in this sequel. I'm just like, I am going to save my fucking money. Until
for all we know, it
cheap.
won't actually be that bad. Maybe contextually it ends up working, but it's just on paper. Like I said, I did a follow-up video and put it up yesterday, and I said, look, again, they may actually make this work, but on paper at this current point, it looks ridiculously stupid. And that's just how it is.
It is ridiculously stupid. It's fucking insulting, to be entirely honest.
And I mean, like, again, we're not going to dig too far into that because we already did that last week, to an extent, and I honestly don't want to risk spoiling anything beyond that. But
yeah,
I mean, if it was just a hacker, that's even worse, because now it's just like, and apparently, like, somebody was saying that this group of hackers that first found the way it's complicated too, because the way that it was explained, apparently a group of hackers found an in through old games. And then somebody else, knowing that information, went in and found this stuff. So it seems like it was fans just digging, trying to find stuff, and then somebody else who didn't seem to have the best intentions then went in and also took the footage. So
that's crazy.
It ended up having an interesting article where somebody was saying, "Oh, it's the dark side of fandom. That's what this has caused." I'm like, no. Like, anybody who would actually leak this out is not a fan. If you want to find it out, that's your own thing. But as soon as you leak it out, you're not a fan. That's just straight up if you're going to leak it so that everybody else gets ruined by it, even if it really is as stupid as the story sounds, it's still a dick move. Like, you're not a fan if you're doing that.
Yeah.
Same person that leaked Endgame, same person that leaked Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. I don't care if that person actually is a fan of the source material. The second you do that, you're not a fan anymore.
Yeah, no. That person should go fist themselves.
You are just an asshole at that point. I will agree with you, because at least fans like have a respect for other fans. 100%. It's like we're not gonna go at the end of Infinity Wars and be like, everybody dies. I'm only half joking.
Yeah,
and we're not gonna do that. Like, there's one fucking idiot who got beaten up for spoiling Infinity Wars or Endgame, and he got the shit kicked out of them. It's like, yeah, it's just a movie, but it's like, what were you expecting?
Well,
this wasn't
physical
like just
violence should not be the solution. It should just be a what the fuck is wrong with you, you prick?
No, it was gonna. Okay, at that point, it was a 10-year wait. I'm not justifying him.
It shouldn't be justifiable in any means.
But it's like, it was gonna happen. Somebody was gonna.
Somebody's gonna do it.
Crazy. Yeah,
somebody's gonna do it, but it's also our job as responsible adults to also not beat the shit out of the guy, just chastise the shit out of him. But anyways, we're not getting into that, so we're gonna move on here. But yeah, like, again, guy's an asshole. There's no getting beyond that.
100%.
Obviously, normally next month we would see E3. That's usually the big thing that we all look forward to. And honestly, this would have been really cool to have our first real deep E3 podcast. That would have been really cool to do, but we're not.
That would have been a really, really good episode.
Now the upside
or multiple episodes.
We look forward to E3.
I mean, yeah, I like to know when shit's coming out.
Yeah,
I love E3.
No, yeah, I know. It's
But
I find E3 is just not for fans. It's just
it's always been a corporate thing, but for us, it's more seeing the stuff, seeing a little bit more, and then getting dates. Dates are the important
those conferences.
things.
That's the
announcements.
important thing. It's the date.
But it seems like we're getting
trailers.
It seems like what we're getting now may actually be a better thing because it's going to be a lot more spread out. So we may have more shit to talk about for months. So Jeff Keighley, who I made the joke in my my Radical recap about, guy who's actually known for being the Doritos Mountain Dew guy. Oh, I guess he does the Game Awards too.
Yeah, it's true. I love when you had said that in your video. Because it's true.
Yeah, it's such an iconic picture of him. But yeah, him and I assume. Whoa, there goes Chris's mic there. That was almost a disaster.
I sat on the cord and I pulled the mic using my leg.
But gravity's a thing. To do that.
I just explained. I sat on the cord.
Very professionally, that's how we did it.
Sorry, can you explain it one more time?
Madden.
Perfect.
That's the only way I know how to respond.
So he and I assume a team of people are all getting together and they're creating what they're calling the Summer Games Fest, which is going to be from May all the way to August. And it's going to be conferences. It's going to be a lot of game trailers, demos even. Some games are getting released the same day they advertise that stuff. They have several people on board. Some of the names included here, and this is only what they reveal like it's phase 1, almost like it's a Marvel thing. So it's just
it's
what
like
we
3 or 4
now.
months. So
yeah, so this is what we know for sure at this point. We have 2K, Activision, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, Blizzard, Bungie, CD Projekt Red.
So Madden will be announced.
That's EA.
Madden's EA.
I don't know. I don't play either.
Maybe you should shut up for a minute and let me finish.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you finish, but my list is much better than your Taylor Swift video now.
Madden.
CD Projekt Red, Digital Extremes, Electronic Arts, the guys who make Madden. Microsoft, Sony, Square Enix, Private Division, which I have never heard of before, Riot Games, Steam, and Warner Brothers Interactive. They are all confirmed at this point, and that's not counting a lot of other companies. I mean, Nintendo isn't even on that list, and that's surprising, but they obviously probably do something. Capcom's not on there yet. Konami's not on there.
It's crazy how many more there are, because I heard that list and I was like, wait, who's missing? Because I heard Sony.
Well, yeah, the
Microsoft,
big names, Rockstar. Well, no, Rockstar's technically part of 2K, I guess, but you know.
Yeah, they're 2K.
But yeah, like
they're Take-Two.
Nintendo, I did list. Jeff has said that he hopes that they will be part of it. Like it's just it's the first initial list.
Yeah,
but it's just the idea that we are probably going to have for the next 4 months a string of news. So thankfully, even in this day of deadness, there's going to be a lot at least to look forward to and a lot to talk about, which is nice because distractions are always nice right now.
I actually wonder if this will become a permanent thing, if this could actually be the end
maybe
of
not
EA.
under this brand,
E3,
but I think you'll see like EA is already doing their own thing now on the 11th. CD Projekt Red is also doing the same thing for Cyberpunk on the same day. Which, speaking of, is a nice transition. But any last thoughts on this? Just because there's not too much to talk about. It's just a cool idea.
First, I think this is amazing. Because it's like everybody's decided they're going to do a Nintendo Direct. And what was Sony's State of Play? Yeah. I think it was called that they did. I think this is amazing because I think those are fantastic. I love the live conferences at E3 and stuff. But
I made the joke. What are they going to do when they can't show a car on stage anymore?
Oh, shit. How are they going to get Keanu? We'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
You can get any celebrity now. Skype, Zoom, like
true.
You can get anybody.
Yeah, but how are they going to have him come in with a cloud of smoke? He doesn't have a smoke. No, he probably.
Dude, come on. It's 2020. Post edit. It doesn't have to be live.
It's
a recorded segment.
It'll be Keanu coming out on a Zoom call, and he has the beach as the background or something like that.
But will it be breathtaking?
Yes.
Of course. But this actually starts tomorrow. So the very first day, Xbox is having they've started, I can't remember what they called it. Oh no, Xbox 2020. Not like the year 2020, 20/20 like 2020 vision.
Yeah, and from what I understand, it's a bunch of third-party games. Like people are thinking it's going to be like Halo and stuff. From what I understand, it's third-party stuff that's going to be coming.
Yeah, it'll be like console. I think Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to have some information and stuff like that. Yeah, which I think is really
that's
cool.
That's great because it makes this podcast have a lot more to do. It means when I do the Radical recap every Saturday, that gives me stuff to do. So that's awesome, just for people wanting to talk and just do something gaming related, right?
Yeah.
I watched the Valhalla trailer.
Oh, we'll get into that in a sec. So if you got stuff on that,
fucking
we'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think this is fantastic and it starts tomorrow. Second, I followed now like summer, what is it? Summer Games Fest? Is
Summer
that
Game Fest. I know you keep
Yeah,
thinking
so-
SGDQ, so you got to be careful with that.
Yes. Fuck. God damn it. That's exactly my issue. So like there's a website and stuff and you can follow them everywhere. I'm following them on Twitter and everything like that. I want to see the daily posts. One of the most amazing things, I think it was yesterday, Jeff posted through like the Twitter and everything for this fest. They've started Spotify playlists to get hyped
Yep.
for this. But I went to play it and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a bunch of game music. No, it's just Jeff's personal playlist that gets him hyped before he goes out on stage. Like, that's fucking amazing. So I've been actually just listening to all day, getting fucking hyped because I can't wait to see. I don't even own an Xbox. I've never owned an Xbox, but I'm so hyped.
Well, it's just
that
cool.
Tomorrow
Well,
this
especially
starts.
now because everything's on PC as well. Like these days, especially even with PlayStation now
true.
being on PC, like we're gonna have access to a lot more stuff easily available.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But I am hyped for this because it's taking E3 instead of it being like, let's be honest, E3 is like 2 days of conferences and extreme amounts
like
of info.
2 days, and then Nintendo dominates like the one day.
And yeah,
Well, it's like
exactly.
when,
it's
when
now
Mike
like 4
was-
months.
Mike was telling us that E3 it's not for fans.
No, it was always meant to
The
be a
actual
developer
conference,
conference. But
Yeah, not the actual like walking around on thing. I'm talking like the on stage presentations that
yeah,
Sony
I mean,
does.
it's
and
not like
Microsoft
every
does and
week is going to have some amazing conference, but it's going to be such a stretch of content that there's not going to be nothing to talk about for any point in these weeks. Like we're going
Yeah.
to always have news stories now for the next 4 months.
I think it's going to be great, and
It's a great
this
idea.
might. I don't know if it's easier or harder for developers and stuff.
Probably a lot easier
be-
because they're not spending money on staging.
It's definitely cheaper, 100%. But I don't know if like everybody working from home, how easy it is to make like a decent digital.
Well,
like, video
I
or
guess.
stuff,
Well,
but
I mean,
still.
obviously now it's different, but like if they continue this next year when everything's somewhat back to normal, I mean, you have a 4-month window, so you don't have to rush it for June. You can rush. You can just be like, okay,
That's true.
we need another month.
Yeah.
Let's try to put something in
Yeah.
July.
That's fantastic because normally, yeah, like with E3, it's like, okay, you're June 4th, 7 p.m. You got to be on stage. It's got to be fantastic.
Yeah, like you have to have
This
a
is
playable
like, here's
demo
4
ready by
months.
this point.
Yeah, here's 4 months. Let us know what day you want to be ready, and you'll be, that day in this 4 months.
Yeah.
I think it's a much better thing. That's 1/3 of our year. That's spreading it out
That's
and making
great.
it like a. I love it. I'm fucking so on board for that.
So, anyways, because we talked about EA earlier, the rumors are seeming to start to come true. Like people are starting to talk that 2 of the things we'll see at EA's thing in June will be Mass Effect completely remastered, which I'm torn by because I don't know if I want to go back and go through that again because that's a lot of time. That's like 300 hours again.
But is it like remasters? The graphics are slightly
Yeah, I
improved, or
hope
is
they
it like-
I hope they tweak at least the first game a little bit because it's a little bit slower. But otherwise, like, I mean, if it's a fresh coat of paint, I mean, that's amazing because the game already looks great as it is. So I can't imagine what it is.
Number
like much
2 is your favorite game
Oh,
of all
without
time, right?
question. 2 is like one of the best
Okay.
games ever made in this like 3D generation, in my opinion. So
And that was sorry, because I'm just not familiar at all.
that would have been
with this
360
series.
PS3.
Okay,
What did you play it on, Adam? PS3?
360. I never had a PS3, so.
You never had a PS3?
No, I've been all over the place. Like the way that my tiers went, I started with Genesis, Super Nintendo, N64, PS2, Xbox 360, PS4.
What the?
I've never
actual
stayed
fuck?
anywhere.
Yeah, you are not loyal.
Nope.
No one date Adam. No one.
Don't tell my girlfriend that. I mean,
Lisa, if you're listening, get outta
I
here.
have suckered this girl in for 12 years now. Don't ruin it for me.
That's the most loyal you've been to anything. Lisa, congratulations. You beat the PS4.
That's true. I've been more loyal to my girlfriend than any console company at this point.
So wait, what is the new Lisa coming out? Is it the Lisa 360, Lisa Series X? Like what's
Lisa 2.0.
I don't know. She did talk about like being interested in taking edibles, so maybe it's the Lisa 420. Anyways,
Oh my god. We're gonna call her that, but not tell her why. That's what's
It's not
important.
420.
but yeah, the other thing that seems to be rumored is that they're finally making a Knights of the Old Republic 3, which I'm simultaneously excited and really worried about.
I'm
So
taking away all my worry.
So I Googled a little bit of it because I've never played those games before. I thought it was the one that was on PS3 Force Unleashed, correct?
No,
Unleashed,
yeah,
that's
that'd
a
be
way
Force
more
Unleashed.
like actiony.
Yeah, this
blockbuster style.
was like Dragon Age, Mass Effect, like RPG, like third person, like it was almost like a D&D Star Wars game when you really thought about it, the way that it played.
It
So yeah,
was.
I saw it. And I was just like,
You're there for the story. Like, let's be like, gameplay is not the biggest thing about Knights of the Old Republic. They might
okay.
they might streamline it to be a lot more game centric now with this new game because obviously the Xbox was limited. But
Also, sorry, I was just gonna say this is also Xbox. So looking back now, it's like a I don't know, 17-year-old game.
Yeah,
It's gonna look dated.
They were
It's
they were
like
not gonna have a
PS1.
crazy hack and slash game along an RPG system and all this other crazy cutscene shit. They would never have been able to pull it off.
No, it's painfully dated from what I saw on it because I just
So ideally, it's probably more hack and slash in this new version, if that's indeed what's coming. But I'm excited, but also BioWare has been a little bit weary as of late, and EA is EA. But speaking of EA, somebody needs to go check on them. I think they're sick.
they're being
so
good
they've
to
brought out a
fans.
free update for Fallen Order. And they now said today that any game that you buy from now on, at least for the next little while, if you buy it on PS4 or Xbox One, it will free upgrade on the next generation. I'm like, wait, EA is not making you buy. So let's just assume I didn't actually see the list, but let's assume Madden is playable, like the first one on PS5. Are you telling me, EA, that you're not going to make people pay money for another version of Madden?
Yeah, for the same one they have, which they should get.
Are you okay, EA? Are you okay?
You know what this is?
Did we finally give you marijuana and mellow you out? Is that what happened? Did you get off cocaine, EA? Is that what happened?
This is the best analogy I have. EA is that episode of The Office where Dwight gets into a car accident, hits his head, and becomes really nice because he's had head trauma. He has the concussion. EA
as a company
is Dwight in that episode only. Like, that's the only way I can look at this.
And I love how some people are being like, well, they're still pieces of shit. I'm like, guys, let them have this. If we tell them they're a good boy, they might stay being a good boy a little while longer.
This is their second outing where I've thought they're actually being overly nice, because they actually came back to Steam and added a bunch of games that are on there, and like they made Fallen Order and they made it properly, and like they're releasing the free updates that are coming out, like the New Game Plus and stuff, and it's like,
I mean, my brain is telling me that they probably realized, okay, we've fucked people over a little too much now, and it's starting to backlash. So let's maybe be nice for another 5 years, and then we'll start dicking them around again.
I feel like this is
with Fallen Order.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah, like I played it, and I'm just like, wow, this is like my favorite thing Star Wars has ever done, like ever. And I'm like, I don't think this DLC is necessary because I don't
it's
know
free. Don't bitch.
Yeah. Also, it's not more story. It's a New Game Plus where you can play through it again, but keep all your powers from before, and you don't have to start over. It's just an excuse to play it a second time. And I think it's a challenge mode or a boss.
Yeah, there's just some neat little shit in there. Does it need to exist?
It's not like extra story for no reason.
No, but should it? If it's free, yes.
I love New Game Plus. I played Chrono Trigger 82 times because of New Game Plus.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
But speaking of Star Wars, so everybody remembers.
Live long and prosper.
Everybody remembers how the last couple of Battlefront games have been so popular, right?
Never played them, so I have no input on this.
There might be some sarcasm in there.
Yeah, there's definitely.
Imagine my shock when I saw the news that the 2004 version of the original Battlefront on Steam now has online multiplayer.
Yeah.
Wait,
and I just went and checked it.
Wait, no. What was the one that was released on GameCube? Was it Rogue Squadron?
That's Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, that's just fine. Yeah. This is
clearly the Game Force is not strong with this one.
No, not the Star Wars one.
But yeah, a 2004 game on a platform in 2020 now has online multiplayer.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Fuck? I mean, it's probably the better option than playing the other two new games. So
True, very true. Because like Adam, you and I were on a call earlier, and we were talking about this, and I'm like, I have to go and check because I think I own this game on Steam. I own Battlefront 2,
Like the original
not the new
Battlefront 2?
one, the original Battlefront
Yeah.
2, and this is not even that one. It's the one that's older than that one. That's had fucking digital added.
I mean,
and all
I
the
would imagine
advertisements for it are the prequel trilogy because that's what was coming out in theaters when this game was coming out.
I mean, I would imagine that I would imagine that there are probably servers, like there's always like private servers for games that just you never hear about, but like the fact that
like
Steam
fan servers
has it is crazy for a game that's this old.
It makes me want to pick it up because it's, you know,
I
like
kind of do, yeah.
Yeah. I think we kind of have to.
Maybe that'll be a VCR plays one day.
Perfect.
Because I know my laptop can handle a 2004 game.
If it can't, you need to throw it out the window because
No.
Literally
I'll
16 years.
reformat it, get a new one, and give the other one to Lisa. That's just how it works.
Hey,
that's
maybe
also
we
true.
can get. Maybe we can. Get
Sorry.
sponsored
Give
by
it to Lisa
NVIDIA.
420.
Oh, and she
Oh.
won't even know why she's 420. Also, his and hers. Aw.
We'll call it Attack of the Clones.
And then last but not least, you mentioned earlier, Vish, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
That trailer, like, I know it's not the gameplay.
It's a cinematic trailer, but goddamn was I hyped.
I was
that was-
so hype. That's
Okay,
so perfect.
I thought you weren't like excited for it or something.
Who,
I
me?
thought, did I misread the message when you
Okay.
sent it? 'Cause
What I'm trying to say is that I am hyped, but I'm also not irresponsible. I'm not going to spend full price on this.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
It's one of those games that I'm like, okay, 30% off, then we're talking a little bit. But I just like you said too a couple of times, Vish. Like, full price just doesn't make sense these days unless it's something you're dead into.
So to be completely honest, like Assassin's Creed up to Syndicate, which was the one that took place in London, at that point, that's when Assassin's Creed was like so
I'm done.
mundane. It like was, I was kind of like, I'm not done, but like definitely I'm not picking this up for like a year and a bit till it's out. Then Origin came out and I picked that up after a bit. I got it on sale for like $30 and I was like, wow, this is pretty good. Then I ended up getting Odyssey, and Adam, you and I basically played through that around similar times.
And it was great.
And that was like
That was
really
a lot
good.
of fun.
I'm actually, because of the last couple games, so hyped for this one that if it comes to Steam, I will pick it up on day one.
It's a lot more customizable too, from what I understand. So you're actually creating your character this time, which is nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of Norse mythology is really in right now, like because of Thor, really. And
I mean,
like,
realistically, all they had left, I mean, they only had a few options left unless they were going to go way off the ball. I mean, everybody was saying, look, just give us Vikings, give us like Samurai, one of the two, like we're in. And they gave us one of them, so we're down.
To be entirely honest, I think they could easily make a game based in India as well.
They probably
have
could,
one in India. They do have one.
Yeah, isn't it in like one of the
but
side
it's like a
thing?
2D. Yeah, it's a side scroller one that they made, and they should totally make.
Because they've done one for
full-on
China
3D
for there
one
as
of them.
well, I believe.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia.
Now, I mean,
And the Russian one's
technically-
interesting because it's like World War One. Like it's a very
Yeah.
modern Assassin's Creed.
Well,
No, I
there's
really think there's a real huge opportunity to base one game in India, like ancient India, and I think it could be
Oh, they
a very good
definitely could.
opportunity.
I think they will. I honestly think they will. I think China/Japan, 100% coming.
I think they were just
Oh,
going with the
Samurai
mystical
would
theme
be
now because they
fucking
just did
awesome.
ancient Egypt. Now they just did Greece, so they figure, okay, what's something that people really like that we can put some mysticism in? Of course, Vikings.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what's great about this Vikings game, if you follow any of the Assassin's Creed lore, which I am like really, really hard into, this game with when Vikings, existed is only 100 to 400 years before Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah.
So this game probably is going to explain and be the proper prequel to Assassin's Creed 1.
So
Yeah.
this could be like Assassin's Creed chapter 1 essentially.
Basically,
I mean,
yeah, because it goes like
technically
the Greece.
Assassin's Creed Chapter 1, it was Odyssey at this point because that's the farthest back it's gone, I believe.
That's
isn't
the
it?
farthest back. Yeah, it goes Odyssey, then Origins, then it'll be Valhalla.
It's okay.
and
One
then,
day
boom,
we'll get
we're in
Assassin's
Assassin's
Creed Big Bang. And
I
you'll
would-
play as a
It just-
you'll
That would
play
not
as a
make
star
sense.
assassin.
It would not be as good as the movie though. We can all
You have
agree.
one attack. It's combust into a star, and that's the game.
Best game
for
ever.
the record, I've
No
never seen
stealth.
the movie, and I could just tell it was horrendous.
And they'll get Sheldon to play the assassin. Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, no.
I would just let if that was the case, I would just let him die every fucking second. Be like,
No, but
Oh,
you're
Sheldon's
playing
dead.
as him.
I just still let him die.
But yeah, sure. But straight up, like as a game, like I obviously we haven't seen anything gameplay wise yet, but I can if it's anything like Odyssey, I'm definitely interested.
Me too,
So I'm
100%.
definitely ready for that.
I'm gonna let the gods decide if it comes to Steam right away or if it's gonna be a time exclusive with the Epic Store.
So you're basically asking Odin then if it's gonna come.
I'm asking Odin to decide if I'm picking it up right away or not, and I'll probably know tomorrow because I feel like this shit's
Does
gonna
that
be
does
in
that
the
mean you
Xbox
have to
anymore.
ask Anthony Hopkins?
Oh, Father, shall I get
I'll
this game
ask
immediately?
Anthony
Or shall
Hopkins
I wait?
anything, anytime. That man is amazing.
Oh,
Well,
Chris,
he just wants you to have a
Chris, your
nice glass of
webcam's really bad.
Chianti.
Do you mind just flickering it on and off?
To be entirely honest, at my end, you are also, dude.
Oh well.
Yeah, I'm seeing
On my
Adam
end,
going.
see, here's the upside
Right.
to video on my end. Mine always looks good, so I don't care if mine looks like shit.
Well, perfect.
Why don't we all just pause right now and come back in right away?
Nope, screw you. I'm still going. All right, well, shit happened, so we did have to quickly edit that out. So I apologize for that. But we're gonna end basically here with our big question of the day. So I'm gonna pick one at random here. Actually, you know what? We might as well use this one because it kind of made sense since we were talking about The Last of Us. So here's the question I got this week for you guys. Do
Deal.
we as gamers share responsibility for the way that some developers treat their employees? And we're talking things like crunch time, like working conditions and stuff like that. Is it our fault because we think the game should be coming faster than they can commit to them? That's basically the question.
Okay.
I will say one thing at this end because I have worked at some pretty horrible places. I worked in a call center for 5.5 years.
You work on the VCR podcast.
And we work you like a dog.
I know I'm so fucking tired and so sober right now.
You
but-
poor thing.
Okay, here's the thing. I think that the way it's the culture of the previous generation, it was a generation that was essentially building or rebuilding our world, our country, our culture, and they're used to that. And I don't like to say this, slave driver mentality. And the people who are in charge have that slave driver mentality and are like, no, you're gonna fucking work. No, you're gonna fucking work. No, you're gonna fucking work. Well, too bad I did this. But people don't realize the world's changing, life is changing, and
I think people realize it, but it's just it's not applicable.
And it's frankly, life's just too short. So, and honestly, I would rather wait for a quality product than have it rushed out and be a piece of shit.
Well, no, I'm not talking even just piece of shit, because I mean, look at it. Naughty Dog is one of the most notorious things right now with crunch time, and their games seem to be some of the best on the market. CD Projekt Red is also very notable for it, and they have arguably one of the best games ever made, and possibly another one that may be that in a few more months. In Cyberpunk.
Which game? Sorry, okay.
Witcher 3 is the main one. Well, the Witcher series as a whole, and Cyberpunk is going to be their next big project.
Okay.
Naughty Dog and Cyberpunk are like two of the most notorious for crunch time, so that's a big one. I think Rockstar is also one. So like, it has nothing to do necessarily with the game, but the idea of crunch time being needed because we expect games to come out so fast. I don't think it's necessarily a slave driver thing. I think and this is my opinion, I think it's our fault because we expect stuff every 3 years. Like, we expect a big game from every franchise, but every 3 years. And sometimes, especially with the scope of games these days, 3 years is not possible.
And maybe instead of just making the employees work these long, brutal, painful hours, why don't you get more people? Why don't you create
But
more
that's more
shifts?
pay. That's again more pay, more resources, because now that's another computer they have to buy. Now they need more office space.
Not necessarily, because you can have two people, we can have several people working on one computer, but they have different servers and hard drives.
Again, but
And
that's
that
assuming
part
that
is
that's
not
how it works, but that's
that
not
part is
always
not
how
that
it goes.
expensive.
Like, I'm just talking one for one.
Yeah.
Like, we can find other options, but just one for one. If a company would rather just pay a little bit extra overtime rather than have another new employee with benefits they got to apply to, with another workstation they got to do, and potentially more office space. I mean, fuck, what game was it that I heard was going to be having like, I think it might be Assassin's Creed Valhalla that's being worked on by so many different small studios doing different things. And it's like, it used to just be like, fuck, some of the games that we remember growing up, like the original Final Fantasy, I don't even think was a team of more than 10 people. So, like, and obviously back then it's a little bit different, but, you know, with the way that things are now, it's not every game is going to be a project like Cuphead where it was 2 people working on it for what, 7-8 years?
Yeah.
So,
and you don't know about it until like, you know, 2 years before.
Yeah, and Cuphead isn't run by EA or Activision or Ubisoft. It's these small developers. Indie games is one thing. Indie games can take as long as they want, as long as they can still fund themselves. But if you're a business like EA, if you're Ubisoft, are you actually going to wait? And even Nintendo is like this too. We don't know about what crunch time might be in Nintendo, but I got to imagine there's something, because there's no way you're pumping out this many Mario and Zelda games and all this stuff.
It's a difference in the Japanese culture that they...
Well, they also have longer working hours too.
Yeah, and there's this phrase in Japan, I believe it's karoshi. It's essentially, it's a term about basically working yourself to death.
Yeah, like people killing themselves over that too.
No, they actually work themselves.
Oh no, but it goes both ways. Like, some people get so depressed because they can't do anything that they also kill themselves. So it's both.
Yeah.
They don't call it crunch time. They just call it time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just, while I appreciate the work they put in and getting it on time and getting it quickly, it's honestly, if it came to the point that they said our workers our employees, our team is being put into a bad state of health, I'll be okay with waiting.
Well, that's the real question. If let's just say that, well, what's a good game?
Mario. Let's just say a Mario game.
Let's say the Breath of the Wild sequel, because apparently the next Zelda game is going to be another Breath of the Wild. So let's say that we knew that this game was supposed to come out in 2021. And then Nintendo turns around and says, "Hey guys, so we're hitting our max hours and like people are getting beyond tired and stuff. We are going to push this game to holiday 2022." I do not believe people are going to take that nicely.
No,
that's my opinion. They will not.
The majority of
people. With it's going to be a certain group of people. It's going to be
it's not going to be a certain group. It's going to be the majority. I guarantee.
It's going to be a large majority of online people.
Well, the fact is, unfortunately, if Nintendo releases a statement like that, deal with it. Suck it up.
Oh no, I'm not saying anything beyond that, but I'm saying, like, will we actually respond to it well? And the answer is no, we won't.
No.
People got upset just because Last of Us got taken off. People got mad that Cyberpunk got pushed back 4 months. Like, 4 months is not that long. You can, if you are working a full-time job, you can finish 1 or 2 games in that time frame if they're long games like Cyberpunk. That's 4 months is not that long in terms of gaming. So the fact that I've seen games get pushed back a couple of weeks and people get mad. So, you know, it's why when the question gets asked, do we share responsibility for crunch time? We absolutely don't even share responsibility. We are the reason why. I don't think there's any. I don't think we can put the fault even at companies, because they're just doing what they think they have to do to make their money back. Because you can't do this forever without turning some sort of profit. Because let's say that CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk's the only game they're making, they can't just not have anything being done for 7 years. They can't, like, if let's say the game actually takes 7 years if they did it properly with time, they can't afford to have 7 years of paying their employees with nothing coming back.
Yeah, especially if they have like 140 people working on one game or something, which
so there is
I have to imagine that's what it is.
Yeah, it's the same vein too. Like Mass Effect Andromeda, Final Fantasy 15, both are games that got rushed out so fast because so much time was put into them. that eventually they had to say, we can't spend money on this anymore. Just fucking throw it together. I don't care if you got to crunch 100 hours a week. Don't care.
Yeah.
Just get it out.
Yeah. I think that it's our fault, definitely, to a large point of it, because it's not like these companies are coming out and going, listen, like, we want to delay this game for 2 more years, and the reason is because we're working our employees to the bone, and this is what, it would take to make it come out earlier, is forcing all these people to do, this amount of work and work this hard for this late for only this amount of pay. And maybe even if they had done that at some point, or they were more honest and open, maybe some gamers, some, not most, but some like us who are rational and adult.
I mean, I waited for
would-
Kingdom Hearts 3 for fucking 15 years. I think I can handle a
Sure.
couple more.
Absolutely. Then we'd probably be like, you know what? That makes sense. We don't want anybody to have to
we'd
work
be
like
bummed out.
70 hours.
That's different, but we wouldn't be
100%.
complaining.
It's not like we'd be excited, but we'd be understandable. Anybody who's 13 to 26 would probably not understand. But either way, like, it's kind of like, it's a little bit like, yes, companies could be a little bit more open, but it is mostly gamers' fault.
And
We
it's also
expect
the risk they
Assassin-
would run. The risk they would run of actually talking about it would risk their profit margins too, because enough
Yeah,
people would
which
get
is
upset about it.
crazy to think that we would get upset and they would lose business over being honest about a very realistic thing. We expected Assassin's Creed every year for a while. Like, those games are huge.
Frankly, it should have been like that with Assassin's Creed.
But even
Well-
every 2 years is ridiculous.
It also
for
goes both
100
ways too.
people making
Ubisoft
that
also
game.
wanted to milk that cow too, so it's the same. With
Yeah,
like,
absolutely, they did.
yeah,
Absolutely.
In that case, it goes both ways. But like when we're talking about crunch time even existing, I think it's mostly our fault because we expect things to be constantly coming at us.
Yeah. If somebody came out and said it's going to be another 6 years until the next Assassin's Creed, because realistically, our team building this at 40 hours a week, that's how long it would take. We've had an Assassin's Creed within every 2 years since like 2007.
People would boycott it.
They would
boycott Ubisoft, which would also affect all their
Yeah.
other small developers.
every other thing. The Division, all the, what else have they got? Fucking Rainbow Six, Rayman,
The Crew, Far
the
Cry.
Crew, yeah, Far Cry. Everything would get affected by that, which is stupid
Yeah.
because it is realistic. Because I think it was Assassin's Creed, they get a team of like 120 to 140 people work on one Assassin's Creed, and then they grab another 120 to 140 people, start working on the next one, just so it'd be ready for the year after the one that's already being
Yeah.
worked on. Like, that's insane.
I mean, the easy solution would be, honestly, is for gamers to stop just assuming AAA is the only thing they can buy from.
Yeah,
Because if you look
absolutely.
at, and I'm not even talking Steam, because Steam obviously has a lot more than consoles do.
Yes.
But even on PlayStation, there are so many things, and I know people that don't even try the Japanese market; they're just Western only.
Yeah.
They haven't
Yep.
tried even AA, like slightly under what AAA studios are, and they still won't even try that. It's like, guys, especially whenever you look at sales and there's these $5 games out there, like, try something.
Yeah, what is it? 2 Starbucks coffees? Like, you'll live. Even if you don't like it, you'll probably be fine.
Not to mention humble bundles. Like, obviously, in your case, you getting as many as you have. Somebody just buy a bundle and try games. Like, spend sometimes you can spend like $1 and get 3 games. Like, just do that. Just spend $1 and try 3 games. Like, find something. It's
And
the
Humble
fact that there
Bundle
are
even
people out
has
there.
PlayStation bundles too.
Yeah.
They
And
have
it's the fact,
PlayStation,
too, that-
Nintendo sometimes.
People are just so adamant that it's like, no, it's got to be the big ones, otherwise they're not worth my time. Fuck you, they're not worth your time. And that's the reason that crunch has become what it is, because the mainstream market kind of demands that it's not just games have to be out on a consistent basis, the big names have to be out on a consistent basis. Because crunch time isn't necessarily a problem with indie developers because they set their own hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
they probably
they
still
kind
crunch, but
of-
that's because they want to, because they want to get this out.
It's
But
different when it's
people are
your
being
own game.
forced when
when
you're
you're a
working for a
startup,
big studio.
you kind of have to grind it out. But I'm sorry, but when it's a established company with almost unlimited resources like EA and Rockstar, treat your employees like they're human beings. Don't treat them like they're slaves. Don't treat them like they're robots. They will burn out. They will get to a point, and frankly, I'm kind of glad this guy from I don't like if they're saying he's a hacker. I'm kind of
Oh,
glad
The
this
Last of
guy
Us thing.
from I'm
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of glad he did that because it's like, you know what? If you treated him better, he wouldn't have done that.
Well, at this point, we're assuming it wasn't an employee, but this story was already out a year ago. Kotaku already reported about Naughty Dog, so it's already was in existence regardless.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's also like, for example, that movie Sausage Party. Apparently, there was a lot of shit going on there where animators weren't being paid properly. They weren't being paid for overtime.
One of the most notorious stories is Team Bondi, which was Rockstar's affiliate that made LA Noire. Because not only were they made to crunch, but apparently the lead director of that game is one of the biggest assholes the gaming industry has ever seen. Like, he was physically and verbally abusive to people in that studio.
Really?
Yes.
That I did not know.
Allegedly, but that's the stories that have been passed around over the years.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I thought that game was great. I didn't think it was like legendary. I thought it was the interrogation process was cool.
Honestly, I thought it was a great game. It's just one of those things. It's like, man, like you could never do that quickly again. Like if they were ever to make an LA Noire 2, that's like another long time.
No, and that's fine. Honestly, if the quality is there.
Well, also the money that got put into that, because the tech they used for that was just ridiculous. And obviously it showed because the facial animations were incredible for that time.
Oh, they were
for that time. Oh yeah,
they still hold up.
Yeah, they still definitely, and especially now in VR, it's even weirder.
You played in VR?
No, but I've seen like people. It's ridiculous. Like I can't imagine seeing how that looks in VR. It would be insane.
Damn.
I don't know. I think like I appreciate the fact that they get it on time and that they get it done properly, but you know what? Make realistic time zones, and not just for us, but for your team as well. Because frankly, you're nothing without your team.
I mean, the biggest thing is just to be transparent, right? And I mean, again, it comes back to the conversation we're going to have almost every time that we talk about anything related to the gaming community. We need to start reeling in the people that are being fucking children. We really do.
Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
They're
all on Reddit.
The idea... Well, just everything. Anything social media-wise. Jesus Christ.
True, yeah.
I don't understand why waiting is a problem anymore when there's so much to do. Like, I may have been complaining at the beginning of the show that my backlog, like, I've got I have to play this stuff done, but that's not to say that I don't have a million other options I can take. When people say they're, like, especially the whole COVID thing, because we talked about it on way back when on our COVID podcast that we did a while ago. It's not that nobody's bored, it's just that they ran out of things that they want to do immediately, and they just can't get themselves to do something else. Yeah. It's like, no, you're not bored, you just don't want to do these other things. Yeah. And it's not like you're out of games to play. There's just games you apparently don't want to try because you don't think that they're for you, even though you know nothing about them. And that was the beauty of me trying out the demo reel, the subject where of me just going through all the PlayStation demos. It's because then I get to try stuff for free that I would never think to look at. And there are games now that I am looking at, like Coffee Talk is the big one, that I never would have touched had I not played that demo. And same with Moving Out, which is a game that I would love to play with you guys because it's a cheeky little like multiplayer thing. There's even a game. It's coming out actually, it should come out the same day the video version of this podcast goes up. It's called Fury Unleashed, which is a side-scrolling, like basically like roguelike shooter, and that was really fun. And I would look into that.
So what are the graphics like? What are the graphics like?
It's like late Super Nintendo, like early PlayStation, like side scroll.
Oh, I love that shit.
But yeah, the video will be out on the 7th, which is tomorrow for us. So it'll be out on the Thursday for those. It's probably out the same day the video will be out, so you'll probably see that if you're looking on the channel. But yeah, and just again, I never would have given this thing a batting of the eyelash because I wouldn't have known what the fuck it was. But because of looking into this stuff, now I get to see stuff that I normally would. So because of that, now there's stuff I can play that might interest me, and I can wait a little bit longer for Cyberpunk, which is still 4 or 5 months away. Because again, when it was supposed to be out last month, I should have been on the show telling you guys about it, and it's not coming to September now. And I'm okay with that because I'm a grown adult that can do something else.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's the thing. If like we gotta fucking like just honestly deal. Like I remember, and and Chris knows about this. Like when we first got our Wii's and Smash Brothers
Whoa,
was delayed
whoa. Let's not talk
I
about
have
this.
had
No,
my
no
Wii
penis
my
talk
whole
on the
life.
show.
in 1983 when we were born. We first got our Wii. I got mine.
I
ahead
still
of
can't
time,
believe
being born
Nintendo
in
thought that was a good
January.
idea for a name. Like it would never get made fun of.
Okay, so
Wii.
when Smash Brothers Brawl was announced,
Wait, you were smashing your
fucked
Wii's?
in a
boy.
brawl. Like we were both like bang, 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 bang.
So
That's the wrong smash.
So you were beating your meat, you would say.
Yes, yes. Oh, good God! I'm just picturing that. Oh God, I'm picturing the.
I'm thinking of a
horrible.
whole other meme that is
God.
amazing. That is
Like,
not even
smash the
close.
meat,
Oh.
smash the Wii, smash the Wii. Oh God, this is fucking painful.
All right,
to
I'm
think
done
about.
now. I promise.
Okay, so when
Madden.
Smash.
No way! Adam just did a Madden joke. What? Holy shit!
How the tables
Madden.
have turned.
It's gone full circle. I don't even know what to do anymore. I think we all just have to play Madden. I think that's the only option.
Listen,
This
one
podcast is sponsored by EA. It's in the game.
Oh.
Oh yeah, EA is gonna help the little guy.
I mean, if we talk nicely about them, they'll help anybody.
EA is great.
Sorry, I
They're
should
giving
be
us
truly
money.
honest because they basically sponsor
No.
everybody. This podcast is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
So actually, it's hilarious. Adam Trump put me into tears and laughter one day. I made an article on my website, vishalsviews.com, about making sports games great again, and I made a picture of the EA logo in a garbage can on fire. It's not the greatest. I just made what I could, and Adam Trump is like, he went full after like, I can't believe this. Vishal's voluptuous vain view. Madden is great. Madden is phenomenal. This is fake news. I was
So enough about Trump and Madden. Let's get back to talking about you playing with your Wii.
Okay. So I remember when in 2008 or 9 when Smash Brothers Brawl first came out, it was delayed like 2 times at least.
Yeah.
And when it came out, it was awesome. It was frankly, it's still my favorite incarnation of Smash Brothers, in all honesty. I felt it was the best balance. It had a great story mode, and it was frankly fun as shit. It's probably the best game on the Wii besides Twilight Princess. And Mario Galaxy. Yes, Mario Galaxy.
You just
not
it's
forget
probably
Galaxy
the best
here.
game except this and this. And
Okay,
this.
well,
There's only 3 great games on that system, and Vishal just named all 3.
Wii Sports.
I mean, is that a game or
Yes.
is that a lifestyle, Adam?
Well, okay,
It's a
both. Can it be both?
Oh.
Fine, it's both.
Okay.
I'll give you 4. There's 4
But
great games
frankly,
on that system.
With the delay of Smash Brothers Brawl, I was annoyed, but when it came out, I was like, okay, it was worth the wait. It's fucking incredible.
I mean,
It's
sometimes
fucking
it works in
awesome.
reverse. Like, obviously, like I said before, Mass Effect Andromeda and Final Fantasy 15 ended up being still piles of shit, but that was for different reasons.
True.
So sometimes
majority of the time, though, I find if a game's delayed, it means we're fixing something.
I think it has more to do with the developer. So, like, when Cyberpunk got delayed, I think we all comfortably went, okay, they're doing this for a reason.
Yeah.
There are some
Oh, yeah,
games that when
100%.
they get delayed, you look at and went, well, this didn't look very good to begin with, so I think they're still polishing this piece of shit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And in the
It's
case
funny
of,
when
in the case of Final Fantasy 15, well, that thing got put because it used to be Final Fantasy Versus 13 when it first was being announced.
yeah,
So I think
that's
we all
what we need
realized
another Final Fantasy 13.
every time it kept getting delayed.
Was 13 bad?
Yes, but that has nothing
Okay.
to do with it. It's just every time what ended up being Final Fantasy 15 got delayed, we were all like, "Are you guys even making something?" Like it's getting to the point that they're like, "Are you
Yeah.
guys actually doing something?"
Yeah, they're just bleeding money. Like, what are you doing?
And then, remember when they came out, like their big thing was coming out with a cinematic, like a new like graphic system, and we're like, "That's not a game, guys."
Oh yeah, did they end up
God
using
damn it.
that? On,
I
is that what
don't
was
know.
it? 15?
I don't
I
actually
remember
know.
the like little demo trailer they made, and I went,
looked
"Wow,
amazing,
that would
but
be
we're
a
like-
great game."
but
But you're not working on
my
that.
first thought was, so they're making another movie?
Yeah, Spirits Within 2. Oh my
Probably.
god, it's happening.
Spirits Within 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I can't wait to buy it. It's funny, just speaking of Wii and Smash and all that, I can't stop thinking about this one meme, which is
Smashing
Where-
our Wii.
where a guy goes when she texts you saying wanna smash, and it's a guy walking into the room holding his Switch, Smash Brothers loaded up, looks over, it's just a naked chick on the bed, and he goes, "What?" and then leaves holding his Switch, still playing Smash Brothers.
Wasn't there like a really old like Sega Genesis ad or something where it's like a kid playing it and there's like a bunch of naked women around him? He's like, see, some more important things going on or something like that.
No, it was I think it was a Game Boy ad, but yeah, it was a chick like tied up on a bed.
The Game Boy ad was he took a squirrel and smashed his head during the Game Boy in color.
Well, there were a lot of
No, not
goofy
that one.
ads
There
back
was
in the
that
day.
one. Yeah, there was another one where it was a chick tied up on a bed.
Yes, I think it was a Game Pro or Nintendo
Thank
Power
God I
ad.
have something
Yeah.
available here to look this shit up because I gotta find
So
this
do
You
out.
have a computer in your hand?
Yeah, but if I
Da-da-da.
yeah. If I touch the laptop, this stream will break, so I don't want to risk it.
Adam, what time do you have to go to bed by?
Whenever I fucking feel like it, because I'm an adult.
Okay, what time
That's a good
do
point.
you have to go to bed by so you're not balls tired for work?
Again, whenever the fuck I feel like, because I'm an adult and I can handle it.
Yeah, true.
Okay, okay.
I don't know how I'm gonna search this properly, so I just went game ad where a woman is tied up, and I'm hoping that works.
And Adam just watched
You're
some
just
kinky
getting
ass
hentai.
porn.
It's just hentai.
Probably. That didn't do anything for me. Fuck it, I'll figure this out another day.
It's like a Game Boy or Game Gear.
It was definitely
or
like
something
old.
ad.
It was like 90s for sure.
Yeah.
It's like I remember
when
the
there's-
original Mortal Kombat ad where the friggin' game characters were like grabbing kids and about to punch them.
The kids deserved
child
it.
abuse
Let's
is
be
always
honest.
great. There are so many
Oh,
things in the
fantastic.
90s with advertising. I'm like, man, this would not be like a happy day.
But it should be good now. There was nothing wrong with those ads. They were funny and not meant to be taken seriously.
Well, wasn't there like the one for Sega Saturn, I think, where it just looked like the guy was taking all the drugs.
Well, yeah, but that's because I think you
'Cause
had to
it's
be
like
on drugs to
All
buy
these
a
crazy
Saturn.
images, then he started
So-
doing a random dance and whatever else. I think it was either Dreamcast or Saturn, but it was like, this is.
Do you
fucking
remember this? It's one of the original Super Nintendo commercials where there's this drive-in screen and this guy is changing cartridges, playing various games on
Oh,
the Super
yes.
Nintendo.
I do.
The
That was
future.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, that was Paul Rudd. I love that commercial. Yeah, it's Paul Rudd. Yeah. So good.
And he hasn't changed at all, literally. Like,
Yeah, how does that guy not age? This is a whole other podcast, but when
that's
will
what
Paul Rudd age?
Well, welcome
When
to
he
the fuck
becomes,
Paul Rudd for still looking younger than us.
Wait, what
well,
kind of fuck Rudd? Like fuck him like I don't like him, or fuck him like in the butthole?
Well, if you want to do that, you can do that. Ryan Reynolds is my guy, so you can have Paul Rudd. I'm good.
Well, the thing is, this is what happens when you're not a completely arrogant, hateful asshole. Paul Rudd seems to be a nice, chill dude.
That doesn't explain why he doesn't physically age.
I was gonna say we've seemed to learn
When
the
you're
rule
not
is
an
actually
asshole, it seems to
no.
work in your
That's usually
favor.
not the case. The normal rule is the good die young, but pricks live forever.
True.
No,
Vince
Maybe
McMahon
he's
still
just never
lives.
stressed out.
Vince
He's always not
McMahon
stressed.
is still alive.
Yeah.
You have a point there, and so is Donald Trump.
Well, that's a whole different ballgame.
Exactly.
I don't know if Trump's alive. He looks like he might be an android. That the skin tone of the orangeness and stuff. I
Well,
don't
like
know.
the one meme where he's just doing this. Like maybe it is the Android
I've been
bugging out. It
average
could have been a
Trump meme.
virus. We don't know.
Donald.exe has
Was
failed.
he? Was he the China
Donald.exe is not
virus?
responding.
Yeah.
Wow,
Man, this
my-
is where we
my-
need Adam Trump here to be like,
Yeah, where
My-
is he?
you
This
guys,
is when he
you
would
guys
be
would
like,
be
"You guys are fake
so
news."
rude.
So rude.
My forehead is half my face today.
You have a 5 head.
Oh, I definitely do. Like, look, like this.
Where is
where my
this
finger-
going?
Yeah.
I'm just noticing my forehead's like abnormally large.
So this
today.
is the Vicious High on Drugs podcast.
No. Today's alcohol.
Guys, I can see my
Vicious
hand.
lying to us about his drug problem podcast. This is
the
actually
record,
this is
friends,
actually an
I
episode of
do not-
Intervention.
I do not have a drug problem. Just
That's what
pointing out
somebody with a drug problem would say.
Yep. See? 100%.
Speaking of problems, let's end this show.
Actually, if you guys are not busy right now, I think we can do their business development now. Sorry, we're gonna cut that part out of the show.
Why do you ruin everything? No, you know what? I'm keeping this in because I'm
Yeah,
just showing
this edit's staying in.
how you have
This
no
edit's staying in.
tact.
This is
what I deal with,
professional
guys.
podcasting.
This is what I deal with. By the way, we have a Discord, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, you can look in the description, and our Discord link is down there. This is the guy that when he posts stuff, he doesn't post them in the right fucking channel. So today, in the channel called Funny Shit, he said,
Working.
"So podcast at 7:30 tonight." I'm like, and I was
Okay.
this close to going, ha ha ha.
I'm literally
That's so
this is the
funny.
first time I'm working from home in my entire
Why
life.
does that mean you can't read?
Because I haven't been able to respond as frequently as I usually do.
I don't think that means you suddenly turn retarded.
Well, it does. Okay.
I'm
I
learning
went
more-
full retard.
Chris, I'm learning more about Vish every day now.
Yep.
So
Did
the
you know
moral
I'm
of the story
In
is
secret chat, he will write hi.
the moral of the story is I need to call Vishal's
Snap
work
y'all.
and get him fired, so because apparently unemployed Vish is the most like common like stoic Vish.
Please don't. Please don't.
Please,
I
no,
like
I
this.
want a job.
I like this job.
Yeah.
Well, now that I can properly end this show, this has been the VCR train wreck of a podcast. We're glad that you've joined us on this edition.
As in a regularly scheduled program.
Wait, is this when we all dab? Do we just dab now? This is the dab part, right? We
No.
dab?
So
Okay, but we dab, right? No?
Yeah.
If
let's
you
just-
have
let's just skip with
somehow-
those.
if you have somehow made it through this podcast, you're criminally insane. You should be checking to a home. But otherwise,
And thank you.
Otherwise,
And then join our
And
Discord.
also, welcome to the club.
Yeah, actually, join the Discord.
Yeah,
You would fit in quite well
exactly.
here, actually. But thank you so much for checking this out. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content. Comment below about how much of an asshole Vish is, because we always do that every day. If you're listening to this on any audio service,
Welcome to forever.
yeah, thank you for interrupting me again, douchebag. If you're listening to this on any audio service, please like the show or give us any sort of rating if you can. Otherwise, share everything with all your friends. Have them suffer like you just did. You know that. Just share the wealth.
Yes.
So
And
that
then
being-
dab.
No, please don't. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for checking us out on this edition, and we will see you on the next one.